Morning. So, God created this beautiful universe. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 4, verse 10, verse 12, verse 18, 21, 25, the Bible says that everything was good. When you look at verse 31, when everything was completed, everything was very good. Since sin entered this world, everything is not good anymore. Some things are good, some things are bad. If you look at a fruit tree, you are going to find some bad fruits on it, and you're going to find some good fruits. When God alone has this earth, you will never find one bad fruit. But since sin entered this world, we have bad fruits and we have good fruits. Okay? Now God created the earth and he put Adam and Eve in the garden. Okay? But Satan was living in heaven. How long we don't know. But he was living there. And he desired to be, oh God, he desired to sit in the seat of God. He could not satisfy with his position. So he wanted to take away the position from God because he thought that God wasn't a good leader. He wasn't a good coach. God could not manage well. He could not control well. Right? He could not plan, organize, execute absolutely. So he thought that he was better than God. So if he could sit in the chair of God, right? And then teach God, but no created being cannot be God. Okay? No created being cannot be God. Right? God is the first and the last. And so because of his continuous rebellion, he was thrown out of heaven. And he came to earth. And when you read the book of Ezekiel 28, please do so. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Read the text when I give it to you so you can understand. Don't take what I said. The Bible have all the answers, not me. I read the Bible just like you. But I'm just sharing what I have learned so you can be able to be educated in the school of Christ so you can make better decisions for your life, for your children's life, for your husband's life, for your wife's life, and for your relatives and friends and co-workers and to the larger community of believers all over the world. So when you read Ezekiel 28, the same language that was used to depict, right, the character of Satan was used. So when Satan came, he came on earth and he used man, right, made kingdoms, right, like all the fascist dictators, right. And when you go to the Bible, you have a lot of dictators too. And he used these men, right, to do his bidding. Just like how God used the pastor to do his bidding. So you go to the king of Tyrus, and the same language. You go to Isaiah 14 verse 12 down to 20, right? And God described who Lucifer was when he was in heaven, right? And know that he came to earth. He came with the same behavior. He wanted to be ruler. So the Pope take over that role now, just like the Pharaohs, the Herods, the Diocletians, the Neros, all of these, the Caesars, they came and they took over the same role. But Satan always hid behind something. You know that in Genesis he hid behind the serpent. Satan never always come forward. He hid behind something because he's a deceiver. So he used Rome, right? Pagan Rome, Satan, dragon. In a secondary sense, he's using the Catholic Church to push his agenda. And God is using the Seventh-day Adventist Church. to push God's agenda, along with all those persons who believe in the Bible and practice in the Bible. Even if you do not call yourself Seventh-day Adventist, as long as you're following the Bible, then you also are being used by God to push God's agenda. Now, look at King Nebuchadnezzar. Just as how Satan wanted to lead heaven, and he was thrown out of heaven because he could not lead God. And if you notice, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, he put down everything that is God and set up himself as God. Right? And the Bible says that man will be revealed. The man of sin will be revealed in the truest sense before Christ can come. So it's not only the preaching of the gospel will come to full fruition before Christ comes, but the man of sin will be revealed, and all the entire world who wander after the beast and deceived by Rome, by all of these men that is being used to push Satan's agenda. Many of you are going to say, I could not believe that that was the man that caused the earth to tremble. Isaiah 14:12 tell you that. Yes. Many of you are going to surprise that you are being warned over the ear that the Roman Catholic Church is carrying the mark of the beast. And they are the one who's going to change your constitution, change the law of your respective country, go on with the Jesuit order, and set, that's why Paul says in Ephesians 6, that wickedness is in high places. You don't see anything yet, my brothers and my sisters. So Satan came to earth and he used Nebuchadnezzar, 605 BC to 538 BC. Right? The kingdom that would, the head of gold, and the symbol is a lion. Then from 538 to 331, you have the Medes and the Persians, Darius and Cyrus. Right? So from 538 to 331, they ruled. The breastplate was silver. Right? Getting weaker. Right? And then now, from 331 to 168, Alexander the Great. Leopard. Right? And the and a thigh. So you have head of gold, silver, and then thigh of what? Brass. And then down from 168 to 476 AD of the Roman Empire. Right? With a feet of iron and clay. And you have a 10 toe, symbolize the 10 kingdom to which Rome ruled. Now, you can name them. Right? 10 kingdom of Europe. You can look at all the countries of the world that is totally almost 95% Catholic. So when Daniel and Revelation, Daniel was looking on the card of time. This is what caused Daniel to faint. He could not even do the king's work because he recognized what this power, this iron teeth beast. Can you imagine a beast coming with iron teeth? He's going to chew everybody and bring everybody to the ground. Daniel 8 say he bring down the truth to the ground and he stamp the residue with his feet. He bring down the daily sanctuary. Right? And he pollute the sanctuary using pigs. Right? Using dogs and crow and all kind of unclean. Right? Meat to symbolize. Because he threw away the truth of God and bring down the sanctuary to the ground and stamp it by the residue of her feet because you know what? You know truth. So the truth that God laid down, if you notice in the sanctuary, it was only animal that could have been eaten was used in the sanctuary. Leviticus chapter 16. And if you notice all the kingdom that I just mentioned in Daniel, they were unclean meat. Lion, Babylon. Bear, Media Persia. leopard, Greece, Alexander the Great, and the Roman Empire, a big, ugly, iron-teeth beast that not even the missiles, not even the guns and the missile that is being made today could not destroy that beast, that iron-teeth beast. Because he ruled with a rod of iron, and nobody can talk to Rome. All road leads to Rome. So the same character that Satan has in heaven, Satan came to earth with that same character, and he go around using these men to fight against God. And when the time come, the pen of inspiration said, many of these men, when they are being deceived, just at the millennium, when they recognize that they were deceived, they go to Satan and say, Satan, why did you deceive your subject? And he said, Satan could not answer them a word, because at the time, salvation will be over. So sometimes you're looking for the big things. You're looking for an angel to come from heaven and do some miracle, but it's right at your doorstep. You don't want a more clearer picture than what happened at Corona. When our pastors, who we trust so much, who put us underneath the bus, pastors who are keeping crusade right throughout Jamaica, crusade upon crusade, and when they start to touch Revelation 13 and Revelation 14 and Revelation 15, and when they start to touch the sanctuary message, and when they start to touch Hebrew down at Bellevue, down at Police Officers Club, down in Mandeville, Western Jamaica, Central Jamaica, and in Kingston, you think Jesus Christ was going to come, and when Corona come, these people sit down in their houses and speaking on their phone and tablets, telling us to go out and work and throw tithe and offering for them to get paid. But when the time come for we to get an exemption letter, so we could have still work and pay our tithes and offering to them, they said no, they will not do so. They throw us under the bus. And now after Corona, during Corona, many of our pastors never knew which day was the Sabbath. But all of a sudden now we see them coming on YouTube to tell you how we must do and position ourselves. And it is true, and we must listen to the truth. But I will not. That Corona teach us not to trust in our pastor and president of our churches. Trust in Jesus. If truth is being spoken, listen. But that kind of trust that you have with your pastor before, it gone through the window. And because when I see many of them on YouTube, I don't want to listen to them. Because many churches, the few churches that stood up, they want them to close, and they decide, so we're not closing down. Because God have one institution on this earth. 1 Timothy 3:15. And God could not close his only institution where people could come and get blessings. Can you imagine every Adventist church, when you go there, you get Corona? That would not do God's name a justice. God will never. Right? Isaiah 42 verse 8. God will not share his glory with no one. So there's no way you could go to an Adventist church where the truth is being presided and God allow Corona to come in our church. That will never happen. And our pastors give up our churches for places where people come and take tests. And we could not go to church. And when we asked for exemption letter to get our job, for if you stay in your job, so that we could work and still pay our tithes and offering, they said no exemption letter. And now they're coming now when everything is okay. That was the first. What when the second Corona come, how will we be able to manage? I am not going to follow no leaders, but Jesus Christ is my leader. So I'm going to search the scripture for myself. And when I heard a pastor speak the truth, as long as it is truth, I respect them. I will not disrespect to them because God put them there. But sorry, I'm not going to put no trust in any leaders but Jesus Christ. I still respect you, but if you're not saying the Bible, I will not listen to you. If I listen to you, I will not follow what you say. I will go to the Bible and follow what Jesus says. 1 Corinthians 9:26, 27, Paul says, I'm not going to be a preaching other that make myself become a cast out. I will not do that. I'm a sinner. I make mistakes, but I will follow Jesus Christ. Paul said, be follower of me because I'm a follower of Christ. 1 Corinthians 11. God love you. I love all of my pastors, all of my leaders, but sorry, you put us underneath the bus. I am not going to allow none of you to put me under a bus. I'm going to make Jesus be my guide because he will not put me under the bus. God bless you and thanks for listening.